Good morning, guys. I hope you guys can hear me. This is our first lecture. We have three students joined: Akshay, Sachin, and Swapnil. So we'll give one more minute so that others can join. Yes, Swapnil, you have any question? Do you want me to unmute you?
No, sir, no questions.
Okay, now your hand was is raised, so I will lower your.
No, my and sir. Sachin and.
Okay. Okay, anybody has any doubt, you can ask me while the session is going on. You can generally see what I follow is that in chat you can type whatever you want and you can ask me question anytime. Okay, so generally what I keep watch on the chats, but I keep all of you mute so that our lecture is not disturbed. So if you guys have any kind of questions regarding whatever is going on or any doubt, any query, you can put in chat. Then whenever I see that chat, I will try to answer your query, whatever questions you have. Okay, so generally I keep chat also open. So let me just type there. It's now afternoon, so good afternoon, guys. I'm just typing just to initiate the chat. Okay, so we have some attendance of 7 people. So I will start. Today we had an electricity failure in college. But before that, you guys, all of you can hear me because it's the first time we are. Just type in a chat window. You can say yes. Just let me know whether I'm audible or not. If a couple of people are saying I'm audible, that means it is okay. Yes, thank you, Sachin, and all, and good afternoon. So, if I'm audible, then I will continue. And if anybody cannot hear me, it might be a technical issue, or sometimes what happens. Suddenly, abruptly, you guys will not be able to hear me. Just let me know that in chat. Whatever is the issue is there, let me know in the chat, and immediately I will try to address that issue. Okay. Okay, so let's start. So as I said, today we had electricity failure, and that's why the lectures were a little bit postponed. But generally, we will start on time every lecture as per the timetable. Whatever timetable you have this elective, I will start the lecture on that particular time. Generally, our lecture will be for the 35 to 40 minutes. It will most probably it will none of the lecture will be less than 30 minutes. It will be at least 30 minutes, and I will have my notes, my presentation in front of me, and I will be sharing that, and on that I will be taking the lectures. Okay, so this is what generally we will follow here onwards. That on Zoom I will share my note and my presentation, and then you can join and your I will also, at the end of the lecture, every lecture, the video, whatever will be recorded, that I will share on YouTube, and that YouTube link will be shared on the Google Classroom. Okay. So the what we are going to follow the approach for this online lectures is that every lecture we will start exactly on time. Generally, what I do, I give 3 4 minutes to just to so that all of you can join, and I will not have any disturbance once we start. So lecture will start on time. It will be for 35 to 40 minutes all lecture. At the end of the lecture, I will be sharing a video of that lecture on YouTube. I will share the link of the YouTube. I have my own YouTube channel. So I will share that link to you. You can view that lecture anytime. I will never ever share my notes, so do not expect. If anybody orders me, I will not share my notes. If you want to see what I am teaching, you can anytime go and see my video. Video will be having all my lectures, but those will be in the video form. The simple reason is that I do not want you guys to simply ignore lectures and just see the notes at the end of the semester. That is the simple reason. There is no other reason. Uh, I want you guys to go through my lectures, and if any query is there, you can ask me later anytime. Okay. Okay. So what we are going to follow is that after the every lecture, I will be sharing a video to you, and that video will be shared on Google Classroom as well as your WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, I will share the link, but also it is available in the Google Classroom, so that anytime you can go in the Google Classroom. There will be a subject name, then all the it will be listed in unit wise. First lecture, second lecture. You can click on any time. You can click on the link and you can see the video. Okay, it is as simple as that. It is so. If you miss any lecture, it is not a big deal. But your attendance, I will be taking a screenshot of your online attendance, as well as at the end of every lecture I will be sharing the link of the attendance, and you can fill that attendance for that particular lecture. You need to put your name, your contact number, and most importantly you have to put what I have taught, so that I know you are not just simply putting your attendance just like that. I want you guys to put the topic, simple the topic, like today was introduction. So introduction to PTD. So you have to put a name of the topic, what was discussed in that lecture for the attendance, and submit it, so that your attendance will be recorded electronically. Also, I will be taking a screenshot of your attendance, like participants, so that I will know. There might be, some people, they do not join the video lecture, simply attend, submit the attendance. So I do not want that also. So I will take a screenshot of what, like say, whatever today we have participant. If I click on the participants, we have 8 participants. So I am going to take a screenshot of this, so that I know who were the people who joined my lecture today. And same people, I will take the attendance in the Google form also. Okay. So the procedure we are going to follow is, online lecture will be there. At the end of the lecture, I will be sharing attendance link. You submit attendance link so that your attendance is recorded. Then you will get the video link of YouTube in Google Classroom as well as in WhatsApp, and that way you can refer to the lecture anytime. Okay, so this is how we are going to handle this subject for this semester. Okay, so today what we'll do today, as we have started little late, and also so today we'll just discuss about what is the syllabus, or what we are going to talk about in this subject PDD. What is PDD? And then we'll stop, and from the next, so this is the lecture 0, I will call it. Okay, lecture number lecture 0, and from the next lecture it will be lecture 1. We will be actual start with the syllabus. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to, so I think everybody is okay, or everybody is on the same page with me. So I will start with the sharing of this my what you can say, syllabus. Okay, so let me just share my screen with you. Share screen. Okay, I would like to share my Word document. Where is that? Okay, so hopefully you guys can see my Word document. That is the basically the teaching plan. Uh, I have to update the dates, but the teaching plan I have prepared as per the 3 hours per week. Every week we will have 3 hours, like that. It has been prepared. So those hours might change. So hopefully you guys can see my Word document. Okay. So if anybody is not able to see my Word document, kindly let me know in chat. This is a teaching plan. Every week probably we'll have 3 lectures, and this is basically 6 lecture per unit. So there are 36 lecture. So probably we will complete in 10 to 12 weeks. Okay. So depending on, if we get more lectures, we might finish it earlier also. Okay. So this, as per the previous teaching plan or the previous syllabus, it is the INSEM is 30 marks, NSEM is 70 marks. How this will happen for this semester, we don't know, because nobody knows the marks and online and MCQ and all that. Those queries will be answered as and when we get update from the university. So do not ask for that, because this was as per the syllabus, right? INSEM 30 marks, INSEM 70 marks, total 100 marks, no oral, no practical, no submission, no worry. Okay, so simply you have to understand the subject and you have to appear for the exam. Okay. Okay, what we are trying to what is the objective is the to understand this process of product design and development. Okay, what is product design, why it is important, because you are going to be engineer now. After this year you are in the last year, so next year you will have a degree of engineer, and you have learned so many topics, like from the design basics, mechanics, to the detailed design, machine design. Then you have gone through the MSD also, system design. So you have gone through all the design processes, all the thermal processes. So now you will be designing, and you will be having a production of some products. So for that product, how the design, what is the process of the design, means the complete process of the new old processes, new processes, and what is the process for the development. These are two different processes. We need to understand those. Okay. What are the customer needs, satisfaction, and commercialization of the product. So here, these are the objectives, like uh, what customers want from the product, or why we going to create this particular product. Okay, then how to commercialize, or how to make that product in mass quantity. Then some forward and reverse engineering, we'll see what are these engineering. You can do the design or the product development using these two processes, different aspects of the design and product life cycle management. So we'll talk about this life cycle management and data management in last few topics or units. Okay, so let's see now. We will slowly, I will touch base with all the 6 units. What are the name of those units and what we are going to learn in those units, and then we will stop for today. I will not take too much of your time today because this is the first lecture we are having. Okay, let me take the screenshot of the attendance because we are in the middle of. Okay. Okay, so where were we? We were with this unit number 1. Okay, so unit number 1. So as I said, we will be talking about product design, PDD, product design and development. So what is product design process? What are different old process? What are the latest processes? And what is product development? So these two systems we'll talk about. In unit number 1, there will be 6 lectures. First, we'll talk about definition of product design. What is product design? Means what we know, what is product first, what we call product, and how to design it, right? And what is the product design? What are different factors which affect the design of the product? So there are like factors like material factor. There may be cost factor. Different factors are there. So depending on the factors, we will see what are these factors which affect the design of the product. There's some modern approaches for the design of the product. Then standardization and simplification. So this is very important. You know what is standardization? That to design a product. So like say if you want to build a house and you need a steel bars, so you cannot go and ask for any size of steel bars. If you ask for any say like say 9.5 diameter steel bar, then you will get it very costly because it is not available in the market. So if we say I want 9 or 10, after 10 say 12, 14 like that. If it is standardized, then you will get it very cheaply because it is easily available in the market. So we will try to understand what is standardization and what is simplification. Okay, then we'll see what specialization in product design and development. So what is specialization means in a product design process. Then we'll see the what is development, what is design. Two different aspects. Design and development are different. Design is the initial process, development is the later process. We'll see what those means in detail. Okay, modern product development process. So like product design processes. Similarly, we'll see modern product development processes, and then what is product testing and validation. Once we are completed with the design and development, then we'll see how to test the product and how to validate. Validate means how to make sure that whatever you have designed, it is as per that design, your final product. So that validation testing will be the last part of unit number 1. Okay, so this is what we'll talk about unit number 1. Unit number 2 is product development, technical and business concerns. Okay, now we are talking about product development. Okay, here like we need to know what are the technical and concerns means issues or what we should worry about, right? Those technical and business terms, like business wise, money wise, what you should be concerned, and technically what you should be concerned. So for that mission statement and technical questioning. So for your any product, you should have a statement. Statement is one sentence. What we are trying to achieve. That is called as mission. Mission statement and technical questions. You should have so many technical questions before starting any design or development. Okay. Technology forecasting, something called as S curve. We'll talk about what is this S curve and how that we can use in design and development. The customer needs and satisfaction, what customer want from your product, and how you can satisfy the customer, what are the different test cases you can build to satisfy the customers. Customer needs, types and models, what are different types of customer needs, what are different models of those customers. So that there many different types are there, many models are there. We'll talk about those. Then there are tools for gathering customer needs. So customer need means what customer wants, how you will know what customer wants. So there are different tools means there are different ways to gather those needs. You can take survey, you can question people, you can phone people, you can ask on on TV, you can go and in particular village or any place and go to different houses. So there are different ways to gather customer needs. So what are different ways? We'll see about that. Customer population and market segmentation. So here we will we'll divide our customers like rural customer, what you can say, rural, or maybe customer in the city, okay, or maybe mid earning, or say middle class, top class, or low earning customers. So depending on different types of customers, you will have a different population, and accordingly you will have your design. So like for each class, you will not have a same design. Your design will change depending on the class. We'll see about that in unit number 2. Okay. Unit 3. I hope you guys are still able to hear me, guys. Are you guys are not? If you guys are not sleeping, just put something in a chat that yes, sir, you are following me, because otherwise you simply start the video. How many of you guys are still listening there? Okay, so let me see. So Vinod is saying he's okay. Akash, okay, almost okay. I'm listening. So almost all of you are listening. So today I will not go in details of any, so we just try to cover the syllabus and then we will see about that. Okay. So unit number 3 is product development from concept to product function. So we'll have something called as concept, means idea from in somebody's mind. From that you will have a concept, and from that concept to the product function. That process for complete development process will talk in unit number 3. Product information gathering. So this is the start, how to you gather the information. Then we'll have brainstorming. So while we'll see what is brainstorming, what is lateral thinking, what is analysis, morphological analysis. We'll see all that. This is a part of the conceptual part, like so how to develop the concept of the product. Then generating the concept selection. Out of many concepts we will select one of those. Then we will do the design evaluation, which is the best design, because there will be different designs. Out of that you will select the best one, so that cost wise and all those wise it is best. Then estimation of technical feasibility means, feasibility means whether it is we can do it. You cannot have some design which is out of the world, some hi-fi design, but it is not possible. So we'll check whether it is feasible or not. Then concept selection process. Then we will, out of this 10 concepts, we will select one depending on the priorities or marking. Then there is something called Puck's concept for this concept selection process. Then selection charts. Concept scoring means we'll put marks to all different concepts. The process of concept embodiment. We'll see all these different processes, and we'll come up with a final concept. And then system modeling, function modeling, and decomposition and fast method, subtract and operate procedure, and simulation driven design. So this will be all, once your concept is finalized, all this will be the part for the product functioning. Okay. So that will be part of the product unit number 3. Unit number 4 is reverse engineering. You guys might know about this. This is something opposite of what we generally do. For any product design and development, we'll see from concept we'll go to the development and the final product testing. But reverse engineering will go opposite way. Like we'll have something ready with us, then we will break that thing and we'll see how it is made, and then we'll do the design and development. Okay. So here first we see product tear down. Tear down means we will take a product. So like you got an iPhone, we'll break the iPhone. We'll see how it is made. I know what are different components it has, how they are connected to each other. That is called a tear down process. Here there are different methods for tearing it down. Then force flow diagram, measurement and experimentation will be there. So once we tear it down, then we'll draw different diagrams, and then then application of product tear down, benchmarking, approach, and detailed procedure. So once we have all these things tear down, then we will use these different application, different benchmarking approaches, and to see how the product is made and how it is composed. Okay. Then we'll use tools in benchmarking. Then we'll do the cost analysis. Once we know that how it is made, we'll do the reverse analysis and we'll see the cost analysis. And then we use something called as form diagrams we will use for the analysis. Okay. Then trend analysis, setting product specification. Once we know how it is made, we'll do complete the reverse engineering. Then we'll do the product specification, how your product will look like, and introduction to the product portfolio and architecture. Then you will introduce the product to your architecture. Okay. That is something called as reverse engineering. The next fifth topic is design for X. X means excellence. Like so, how you will design a better product. Like your product and your competitor product. Like if you are designing a slipper, it should not be same. You should have something better than that, right? So design for manufacture, design for assembly, design for robustness. So there are different design. There are 5 6 design. What we are designing for manufacturing means you are designing for better manufacturing. You are designing for assembly, you are designing for robustness. Your main approach or main aspect of your design is robustness. It should be robust. It should be safe. It should be reliable. It should be environment friendly. So all these aspects we'll talk about in first few lectures of this design for X. Okay. And design for piece part production, manufacturing cost analysis, local, regional, and global issues. So for your product, what are different issues which are local in my means in my local area, regional means state wise or maybe country wise, and then global means worldwide. We'll talk about these different issues. Basic life cycle assessment, basic method. Then we'll see something called as weighted sum assessment method. This is a numerical method to for this design of X. Then design failure mode, effect analysis. So we'll see now. See, basically the target of this unit is to make your product better than others. It should be your product should be excellent. So we will go for excellence, and we'll see how our product is better than other products. Okay. And the last topic is product life cycle management. So PLCM is called as, and PDM, product data management. So what is the product life cycle? How when we design some product, what different stages it like our life cycle, it goes in different stages. We'll talk about product life cycle. There is an introduction concept of product life cycle, components, elements of PLM. So for product life cycle management, what are different parts or what are different components, what are different elements, what is the customer involvement in that product data and product workflow, the link between product data and product workflow. So there are two different things, product data and product workflow. What is the link between these two, and different phases of product life cycle and corresponding technology. So here in this topic, in this unit, we will try to cover life cycle of how a product goes or different life developments, and what is the data management for that. Okay. So this is basically, if you see the syllabus, we will see what is product, what is the product design, or product development, what are the different technical issues, what are the details of product development, then concept of product development from concept to function, reverse engineering, how to design a product for excellence, and different life cycles of the product development and product design. Okay. So this is the syllabus for this PDT. Okay. So I will we have some time, but I think you guys might not be interested in starting the syllabus today. So what we'll do in next lecture, we will start with the first unit, that is next lecture we will have first who is unmute, Sachin, let me mute him. Okay. So next lecture we will start with the first unit. So I have my presentation ready. So let me just stop sharing this, and let me just share that. So like this, I will have a presentation also, or I will also have notes. So we will shift between notes and presentation, and we will try to gather as much information as possible, and we will I will have a discussion on all different topics. So as I said, my syllabus is each lecture will have 6 lectures each unit, and then each lecture will talk about all the particular topic, and at the end of the session I will ask for any queries and doubts. If it is not there, then in the next lecture I will take a summary of the previous lecture, and then we'll continue. Okay. So this is how we will proceed. So if you guys are okay, today I will stop here only, because I just had a plan to discuss on the syllabus today. So next lecture onwards we will start with the actual syllabus or actual unit. Okay. Anybody has any doubt, queries, concerns? When we started, we talked about how we are going to proceed for the semester. Then we talked about the syllabus, and from next lecture we will go ahead with the unit number 1. Okay. Anybody has any query, doubts, you can ask. Otherwise, you can log off. Thank you, guys. I'm keeping window open for a couple of minutes for any query, doubts. Otherwise, you can log off. Okay. Okay, guys, you can log off